Welcome back. Now what we need to do is that we need to organize the template further so that I will be able to create other pages and work on other pages. So in this template I have the side menu, and this is the side menu, and we need also to create a header. So I'm going to create a new file in the admin here called header.php, and now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to move from the login. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to move the header, which is this, which starts from here all the way to this body and this sign out. So this is the header. This is the header. Let me copy it and let me remove it from here and let me add it to the header here in the header. And again, this header is inside the admin. This is not the header that's inside the layout. So this is different. Now we need to import the header here. So here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say PHP and then include, and then what we want to include is that we want to include the header, header.php, header.php. And similarly for the side menu, remember we have here a side menu. I'm going to add this side menu in a different page. I have already done that here, this side menu. Let me work on now let's work on the header itself. So for the header, we need to add a logout code. So for the logout, what we need to do is that we need to say here, we need to say href, and the href will log the user out. So this href is going to be equal to logout.php. And then I'm going to create a new file called logout. Here I'm going to create a new file, admin, new file, logout.php. And remember, the logout is pretty simple. The logout, if you go to the account, you'll find that we have here the logout. This is the logout code. This is the logout code. So we can copy this code, and then we can paste it in the logout.php. We can use a PHP, and then we can paste this code. However, we need to edit a few things. First, the logout get is in the header, logout.php, and then question mark logout is equal, let's say, to 1. And here if is set session admin underscore logged in, and then here unset admin underscore logged in, and then unset admin email, and here unset also admin name, and then header location login. We take the user to the login page. And it's similar, by the way, again, I'm emphasizing this because it's similar to the account. There is no difference. The only difference is the keys that we stored in the session. So here, remember, in the logout, we have here this logout button, and this logout button says account.php, question mark logout is equal to 1. Pretty simple. So let me now save all. By the way, here you can say is set logout is set get logout, and you can also check. You can say and logout or get logout is equal to 1. But this is not mandatory because it doesn't matter. As soon as the user, our goal is that as soon as the user clicks on this button, we just log them out. There is no need to check this, but this is just for the sake of explanation. So let me now save everything and show you how this is going to work. Now let me go to the login page. I'm going to go to the actually I cannot go to the login page because I am logged in. So let me continue working, and then I'm going to show you the logout. So let me work on the index. In the index here, what we want to do is that we need to repeat the same design pattern. So we need to remove this header. All of this code must be removed, and instead of this code, until the header, remove this code, and then what you need to do is that you need to add here PHP, and then include, include, and then what we want to include is that we want to include the header. We need to say header.php, and then that's it. And by the way, in the header, something very important to add in the header is the session start. We need to say here PHP, and then session start, because we want to use the session on all pages. Also in the logout, I forgot to say session, because here I'm using the session. So I also need to say here session start. Session start. Now back to the index. In the index, we need to remove the side menu here, and instead of using this static side menu, we need to use the side menu file. So this side menu file will contain this side menu. So I'm going to remove it from here. What we need to remove is that we need to remove this nav, because the side menu, the code is in the side menu starts from the nav. Therefore, in the index, we just need to remove this nav from here all the way to the end of the nav, which is this, which let me show you, which is this. And then after I remove it, we just need to say here, we just need to say PHP, and then include side menu. Include and then side menu .php. Side menu. Let me now save, and let's head on over to the browser. And now let me refresh. And as you can see now, I'm in the dashboard. If I click on logout, I will be taken to the login page. However, I have here a problem. It says a session had already been started. So in line 1 in the header. So in the header, we have a problem. Here it says the session has already been started. I think the reason is because in the login, we have also a session start. So we need to remove it from here, because we shouldn't be using the session twice. So it's better to add the session start in the header page and not in every single page. So it worked. Let me refresh now, and the error should be gone. Now let me log in. If I log in, and then if I say admin@email.php and log in, now I will be able to go to the dashboard. And if I click on logout, I will be taken to here. It did not take me actually to the login page, so I have a problem again in the logout. So if you get nothing here, then we have a problem. And the problem is that here I should say, instead of saying admin ID, instead of saying admin ID is equal to user ID, we need to say admin ID is equal to admin ID, because here we are using the admin ID, not the user ID. And here we need also to say admin name and admin email. And another problem that we have is that, and we should also move the header from here to the top. We need to add that at the top, because the header contains the session start, and we need the session start at the top. Let me now save, and let's head on over to the browser and refresh. Now, as you can see, there is no problem. Let me here log in. Let me click on admin at, let me type here my email and my password, and let me log in. So if I log in, I will be taken to the dashboard. Now, if I click on log out, I will be taken to the login. However, there is still a very small problem, which is here, the logout button. This logout button is being displayed here. We need to remove it from the login page. And to remove it from the login page, we can, in the header, we can add a code that is going to hide it. So we can here say PHP, and then we can say if is set session admin logged in. If admin is logged in, then I'm gonna display this code. Then I'm not gonna display this code. If admin is logged in, then we need to display this code. If admin is not logged in, then we shouldn't be displaying this code. So here I'm only going to display this code if admin is logged in. So now let me save and show you that this button will be hidden from the login page. So as you can see, the logout button doesn't exist because now we are in the login page. And finally, we need to protect the index. And to protect the index, we should add a code at the top that's going to protect the page. And to do this, we can create a file that's going to do this, or we can add the code here. Let's add the code here for now. I'm going to say PHP, and then I'm going to say if session is set, the same code that we added before, we just added, which is session admin logged in, and then instead of saying admin logged in, I'm going to say if admin is not, I'm going to say here exclamation, which means that the admin is not logged in. So if the admin is not logged in, then we need to say header location login .php, and we also need to say exit. And here logged in. Be careful with the key here. The key is admin underscore logged in. Let me click on save all and let me test. So I'm going to go back to the index, and let me go now to the login. Let me log out because I'm logged in actually. Let me log in one more time. So I'm going to log in again, and then I'm going to test here. First, I'm going to click on logout. Let me see what's going to happen if I click on logout. I will be logged out. Now let me try to go to the index without logging in. Now I'm logged out. Let me try to go to the index. If I try to go to the index, I will not be able to. Index again, I will not be able to, because now the index page has been protected, which is very, very important.